You've heard the generic advice: eat kale, run marathons, take these supplements. But if you're frustrated because you're doing the work and not seeing the system behind it, this is for you. Today, we're decoding the architectural map of Outlive by Attia. This isn't a book report. This is Medicine 3.0. Let's get to work.
I've been thinking a lot lately about Medicine 2.0. We're really good at not dying from infections anymore, but everyone I know seems to be crumbling from the inside out once they hit 50. Is there a way to actually stay young while getting old?
That is exactly the problem Attia addresses in Outlive. We've mastered the art of fast death, like infections or trauma, but we are failing miserably at slow death. To beat that, we have to move to Medicine 3.0, which is proactive, not reactive.
Wait, marginal decade? That sounds like a prison sentence.
It's the last 10 years of your life. For most people, the marginal decade is spent in a state of physical and cognitive decline. Medicine 3.0 is about extending your health span, not just your lifespan. We want your last decade to look like your best decade.
So I'm essentially training for an event that happens 40 years from now?
Exactly. Attia calls it training for the Centenarian Decathlon. You need to decide now what physical tasks you want to be able to do when you're 90, like picking up a grandchild or carrying your own groceries, and then you backcast the training required to make that a reality today.
Okay, but what are we actually fighting? It feels like there are a million things that can go wrong.
It's actually very specific. Attia identifies the 4 horsemen: heart disease, cancer, neurodegenerative disease, and type 2 diabetes.
The 4 horsemen. That's a bit dramatic, isn't it?
Not when you look at the data. These 4 are responsible for the vast majority of deaths in non-smokers. The trick is that they don't start when you're 70. They start in your 20s and 30s. If you wait for symptoms to show up, the horsemen have already won.
So, if I want to outrun these horsemen, where do I even start? Is it all just about eating kale and running marathons?
Actually, Attia argues that exercise is the single most powerful longevity drug we have, more than any diet or pill. He breaks it down into 4 pillars: strength, stability, aerobic efficiency, which is zone 2, and peak aerobic capacity, or VO2 max.
Zoned-in cardio and rucking? I usually just go for a casual stroll. Is that not enough?
Casual is good, but zone 2 is where the magic happens for your mitochondria. It's that steady state where you can still hold a conversation, but you're definitely working. And rucking, walking with a weighted pack, is the ultimate cardio for people who hate cardio, because it builds functional strength and bone density at the same time.
Centenarian Decathlon? I love that. What's on the list?
It's personal. For some, it's being able to get up off the floor without using their hands. For others, it's hiking 3 miles or lifting a 20-pound suitcase into an overhead bin. Whatever it is, you need a massive surplus of strength and aerobic capacity now to pay for the natural decline later.
Wait, back up. You mentioned nutritional biochemistry. Does that mean I have to go keto or vegan? Attia seems pretty intense about food.
Not at all. Attia actually hates the word diet. He prefers nutritional biochemistry. It's about viewing food as a set of signals for your hormones and metabolism. He focuses on 3 levers: what you eat, how much you eat, and when you eat.
So it's more about metabolic flexibility than just losing 10 pounds for beach season.
Exactly. The goal is to avoid hyperinsulinemia, having too much insulin in your blood. That is the soil in which the 4 horsemen grow. Whether you do that through low-carb, time-restricted feeding, or just high protein to preserve muscle, the target is the same: metabolic health. Muscle isn't just for looking good. It's a metabolic sink that soaks up glucose and keeps you alive.
That makes sense. But what about the brain? My biggest fear isn't my knees giving out. It's losing my mind. Does Medicine 3.0 have an answer for Alzheimer's?
It does, and the answer is surprisingly similar. Exercise. VO2 max and strength are the most highly correlated metrics with brain health. But Medicine 3.0 also looks at ApoE4 status and aggressive management of blood lipids. If you keep your vascular system clean, you're protecting the pipes in your brain as much as your heart.
So exercise is a brain drug too. That's a huge incentive. But let's be real, even if I'm physically a beast and my brain is sharp, what if I'm just miserable?
This is the full-strength pivot Attia makes at the end of the book. He realized that if your emotional health is 0, your lifespan doesn't matter. He calls it the why. Why do you want to live to 100 if you're not at peace?
The most important leg of the stool. I wasn't expecting that from a guy who talks about zone 2 heart rates and ApoB levels all day.
He spent years perfecting his blood work but ignored his internal weather. Medicine 3.0 includes therapy, mindfulness, and social connection. High cortisol from chronic stress will melt away your muscle and ruin your sleep just as fast as a bad diet. You have to train your mind to be as resilient as your glutes.
So it's not just about living longer. It's about being capable, sharp, and actually happy until the very end.
Precisely. It's about being an architect of your own aging. You're shifting the curve so that you stay at a high level of function for as long as possible, rather than a long, slow slide into disability.
1% better, but for the next 50 years. I think I can sign up for that.
That's the spirit.
Longevity is a high-performance system you run every day. If you want to see how this biological system connects to your daily habits, watch our breakdown of atomic habits next. It's the source code for everything we just talked about. Build your life at full strength. Thanks for watching.